Some furry and feathered pals have leaped, barked, and purred their way into the spotlight, becoming more than just adored pets. These standout performers have captured the attention of millions not just with their charming antics, but also with accomplishments and storylines straight out of a movie. Their exploits have caught our imaginations and hearts, transforming them from tail-wagging heroes to purring online sensations. They've demonstrated that animals can be much more than cuddly companions. They can establish trends, break records, and even make history. Each of these endearing creatures has a story that is as amusing as it is heartwarming, illustrating that the most unforgettable superstars can walk on four legs. Stubbs the cat. In 1998, the little Alaskan town of Talkeetna elected a cat named Stubbs as its honorary mayor. Stubbs, a yellow cat, was elected feline mayor after a write-in campaign and served for 20 years until his death. Stubbs died at the age of 20, leaving behind a legacy as a cherished Talkeetna figure. His family recalls him warmly as a soldier who liked snuggling and purring in their laps. Stubbs' tenure was not without difficulties. In 2013, he survived a vicious attack by a neighborhood dog that resulted in a punctured lung, shattered sternum, and deep lacerations. He recovered, however, and resumed his mayoral duties. In his last years, he spent less time at home and more time at the neighborhood Natalie's General Store. He was extremely popular, with more than 75% of store visitors inquiring about him or claiming to have an appointment with the mayor. Stubbs began to withdraw from public life in 2015, finding the attention and media exposure too much for him. Following his death, his owners suggested that another of their kittens, Denali, might take over his position, having closely followed in Stubbs' paw prints. By teaching him how to find his son, Bob, which would later come in handy in films. Weatherwax discovered a casting call for a collie in an upcoming MGM film, which led to Pal's break. Despite being passed over at the audition, Pal eventually obtained a screen test and wowed the director with his appearance and training. Pal's first film scene had him to swim across a river, which he did flawlessly, prompting the director to exclaim, "The dog went into the water as Pal, but he emerged as Lassie." This was the start of Pal's career. Millie, an English Springer Spaniel, was President George H.W. Bush and First Lady Barbara Bush's adored dog. Millie's book, As Dictated to Barbara Bush, which became a New York Times nonfiction bestseller in 1992, made her famous as the first presidential pet to write a book. Millie recounts her everyday routine at the White House, including briefings and meetings with the president, as well as her leisure pursuits such as squirrel hunting in the book. Millie was more than simply a pet. She was also important in President Bush's political life. During his re-election campaign, Bush joked that Millie was more knowledgeable about foreign affairs than his opponents, Bill Clinton and Al Gore. Millie, named after a close friend of the Bush family, was also the mother of two other White House pets, Ranger, known as Bush's favorite dog, and Spot, who belonged to President George W. Bush. Millie's popularity went beyond the political realm. During the 1990s, she appeared in various TV shows, including Murphy Brown, Wings, and Who's the Boss, and even had an appearance in an episode of The Simpsons. Millie died from pneumonia in 1997 at the age of 12. Her memory is honored at Houston's 15-acre Millie Bush Bark Park, which opened in 2004. Millie's memory lives on at the Presidential Pet Museum, which was established in 1999 to preserve the history and artifacts of presidential pets.